learners, welcome to the 10th lesson of my course Ecology from Cells to Gaia. Today we will talk about energy flux and biogeochemical cycles. Primary production on land is limited by a variety of factors: the quality and the quantity of solar radiation, the availability of water, nitrogen and other key nutrients, and physical conditions, particularly temperature. Productive aquatic communities occur where, for one reason or another, nutrient concentrations are unusually high and the intensity of radiation is not limiting. Secondary productivity by herbivores is approximately an order of magnitude less than the primary productivity, on which it is based. Energy is lost at each feeding step because consumption, assimilation and production efficiencies are less than 100%. The decomposer system processes much more of a community's energy and matter than the live consumer system. The energy pathways in the live, consumer and decomposer systems are the same, with one critical exception. Feces and dead bodies are lost to the grazer system and enter the decomposer system, but feces and dead bodies from the decomposer system are simply sent back to the dead organic matter compartment at its base. Decomposition results in complex, energy-rich molecules being broken down by their consumers, decomposer and detritivores, into carbon dioxide, water and inorganic nutrients. Ultimately, the incorporation of solar energy in photosynthesis and the immobilization of inorganic nutrients into biomass is balanced by the loss of heat, energy and organic nutrients when the organic matter is decomposed. This is brought about partly by physical processes, but mainly by decomposers, bacteria and fungi, and detritivores, animals that feed on dead organic matter. Nutrients are gained and lost by communities in a variety of ways. Weathering of parent bedrock and soil by both physical and chemical processes is the dominant source of nutrients such as calcium, iron, magnesium, phosphorus and potassium, which may be then taken up via the root plant. Atmospheric carbon dioxide and gaseous nitrogen are the principal sources of the carbon and nitrogen content of terrestrial communities, while other nutrients from the atmosphere become more available as dry fall or in rain, snow and fog. Nutrients are lost again through release to the atmosphere or in the water that feeds into streams or rivers. Aquatic systems, including the stream communities themselves and ultimately the oceans, gain nutrients from stream flow and groundwater, discharge, and from the atmosphere by diffusion across their surfaces. The principal source of water in the hydrological cycle is the oceans. Radiant energy makes water evaporate into the atmosphere, winds distribute it over the surface of the globe, and precipitation brings it down to the Earth's surface. Phosphorus derives mainly from the weathering of rocks, the lithosphere. Its cycle may be described as a sedimentary because of the general tendency for mineral phosphorus to be carried from the land inexorably to the oceans, where ultimately it becomes incorporated into the sediments. The sulfur cycle has an atmospheric phase and a lithospheric phase of similar magnitude. The atmospheric phase is predominant in both the global carbon and nitrogen cycles. Photosynthesis and respiration are the two opposing processes that drive the global carbon cycle, while nitrogen fixation and denitrification by microbial organisms are of particular importance in the nitrogen cycle. Human activities contribute significant inputs of nutrients to ecosystems and disrupt local and global biogeochemical cycles. At the end of this module, I have some other questions for you. First, why energy cannot be cycled and reused but matter can? The second is, how are human activities changing the carbon and nitrogen cycle? I would like to suggest you a good reference book to study in more detail what I explained you in the first two modules, and this is called Essentials of Ecology by Colin Townsend, Michael Bagon and John Harper, that was published in 2008 by John Wiley and Sons.